and foremost, Scott wants me to let you know that if you're writing any Blue Cross Blue Shield with an SCP, you're not going to get paid commission. You still want to do it, but you're not going to get paid, especially, you know, if it's a client that you want to keep. Okay?
As of June 1st.
We all did get emails about that, so. The reason being.
Effective June 1st, so any effective date of June 1st and beyond.
Yeah,
I hadn't
June,
paid
July,
it anyway, so
you know, halfway. And the reason that you're doing stuff like this is a lot of people will join, have surgery, the insurance pays for it, and they drop it. Okay, so and SCPs are kind of like widespread. You can normally find one somewhere. You know, they moved down the street, they have a new address. Wow, look at that. So with that being said, now what we're going to do for the first part of the meeting is go over how to upload things to Transamerica. When we hit, how many people write Transamerica Premier? Have you ever noticed that sometimes the applications don't get in, you have to go back upstairs and have them resent? It's because of their fax machine. Their fax machine is not the best. It's overloaded. It takes John sometimes 45 minutes to get that receipt back. And if it, sometimes it never really does go in. So once your manager or somebody else has checked your application, you make sure that it's not going to have anything pending on it. Just scan it to yourself, put it to your desktop, and then go log into your AgentNet info. Make sure that you're on either the right side of the site, whether it be Transamerica or Transamerica Premier, or the old monumental site that we used to call it. And then you just click on this thing that says email documents right there, the link. Select the department that you want to send it to, new business. You put in your name. It's best put in your full name. I'm not really going to send this, so it doesn't matter, it's okay. You put in your client's name. If it's a new application, you put new, a new policy number. Then you put your MLSR number.
Sounds like a savings.
And then you go all the way down to the bottom, and you click Choose File. Okay, and then you go to the document that you want to upload. And then once you see that it's there, you click the Send button. Okay? It's the same way that you're going to submit stuff for pending.
So you're sending it right into the queue at that point, like it's bypassing, taking it out of the email. That's what
You're bypassing their fax machine.
She's turning apps on this way, Randy. 'cause
Right.
This is
it's
the way I
way,
turn
way
it.
fast.
I've been turning them out this way. And I
That's
showed
what I
Jay
meant.
how to do it the other day. And Jay sent in an application on Friday morning, and it's already like being mailed out. So that's how much quicker it is. Because, yeah, you're cutting out the middleman, John. Nothing, John's never the middleman, but it's a lot more time saving, and you're going to be able to see it on your pending website probably that afternoon if you do it in the morning. When you're sending in stuff for pending, you can do it the same way, only that one you're going to have to put the policy number in. But you can get it right off the pending website.
Is John still doing anything turned in upstairs?
Yeah, if you email it in, just write already emailed or emailed up, something on the top so he knows not to fax it in.
You still got to turn everything in. In fact, you want to turn that entire file still in, but you want to put on there that you already emailed it in. But you still need everything turned back in, because your policy comes back in, John's still going to come to you and say, where does that come from? So yes, you definitely still need to turn it all in. The other good thing about this, though, is it's also much clearer, because it's a scanned document that's essentially going to be the same document you have in your hand. When you fax it, a lot of times pages don't get over right away. They may lose a page, they can't read something. This is much clearer also.
Makes
And it
Sean's
cuts
life
down on
easier.
your processing time a lot. Right, Jay? Seen the days I know.
So do you send in a copy of the fact finder and all of that kind of stuff as well when you send those in?
I send it, the only thing I don't send in is the cover sheet, the app data sheet. That's the only thing I don't send. Because John's going to send everything else too when he faxes it. It's just a foolproof way of them getting it and you having your receipt in your email saying that it was received.
John sends the suitability, he doesn't send the fact finder. He doesn't send the app data to the fact finder, he just sends suitability.
Yeah, and that's one thing they always want to make sure that they have on file as well. I send everything. It doesn't do any harm.
Unless you read something on fact finder.
Well, you don't write anything on fact finding, that's what the front of it's for, Scott. Any questions?
Thank you.
And you can do it for Transamerica too. Like if you're doing a return policy and you didn't use the e-app, even though you should be using the e-app, if for some reason you do a paper app, you can send it into Transamerica the same way, because it's the same process
Transamerica's fax machine has been having major issues.
for a long time.
John's been, his apps are everything 30, 40 minutes to get over there, and a lot of them aren't showing up. So this is a sure way to make sure that your apps do get into the system, and they get paid and tracked. It's much easier, much quicker.
Sorry.
I think just been able to help a lot of different areas.
I know it's surprising because I'm old school, but I try to start adopting the concept of paperless. You get rid of the screen? Put it right on the screen, that's right. Permanent marker. He doesn't understand. Permanent marker. That's a little neat.
Dave, you want to sit here? No.
Got this.
Oh, you do? That's
Is that you in the back?
Walk right in there.
That's not nice.
I said, don't pick on me.
Thanks. I'll pay you later.
Scott always starts it.
You think he learned how to keep his mouth shut, don't you?
Into the office and Toby.
Yeah. You missed the egg. Yeah, apparently I did. Dr. Buster.
Dr. Moonbuster.
You know what's really interesting is I just realized I had to change my password after my email got hacked. I don't know that I remember it.
Brady, thanks,
Come on.
That's not good on Google.
It doesn't work.
Really hard to fix.
Oh, that's like rule. Did I get it right? Nope. It is not working, is it? Damn it, Dave. Alright, Scott, you know your email address?
Sure, you want to give us some feedback?
Anybody's email, I don't need it. John's already sent it to everybody.
Mine's all the same now.
I'm very sorry, guys. Do you have a Gmail account?
Should go in there.
I'm not gonna ask you to. I don't know John's password. John's not dying.
You need help?
Well, since Dave has the mouse, you had to.
Tab.
Yeah, I did.
Not the only one?
Third time's a charm.
Let's get the 64 Omaha, Dave.
I did it. It's on a different computer.
Verification code.
What's the verification code?
Imagine someone logging into the website and pulling it up there.
To the dry erase board.
There you go. Oh, the verification code. It's stupid verification code system. Hey, I got Tuesday too.
Maybe. Alright. What's going on? See, this is why old school's better. We don't need the big dark outline. The movie.
It's down there.
Done there.
Down there.
It's pretty interesting doing it like upside down and backwards.
All right, so as we've been trying to do, we're trying to add a little bit of value for you guys and know that everybody always has questions about the annuities and what to use and when to use it, why to use it, and all that good stuff. So we're just going to keep giving you a little one product at a time, just so that you guys continually are exposed to the various things that we have available to us.
Manager's meeting, I asked if there was any specific product that anybody would like to be trained on, and this was the one that was requested, okay? If any of you guys have any that you would like to hear training on next, feel free to drop me an email or come punch me in the stomach and say, hey, train me on this one. But this is a product that's called the Liberty Mark, okay? You guys all have this email, obviously, by that exercise that we just went through. I only threw 4 documents in there. I'm going to train you on the 10-year products today. They have 7-year versions as well, okay? So 10-year or 7-year. You get more juice out of the 10, so I figure if you're going to use it, you probably want your clients to get the most bang for their buck, and your product's going to do a better job of that, okay? They do have a 7-year, again, like I said. I'm not sure really why you would use a shorter schedule unless your client really just has issue with a surrender term, but I don't find a huge difference in between 7 and 10 years, so to me, I might as well give them the better version, okay? So just so that you guys have a little bit of background on this, this is a product that is written on Americo's paper, okay? When we first joined up with ASB, Americo looked good in the annuity space, and then their products went to poo, and so I stopped writing, okay, because I didn't really find that they had anything to offer for our clients. Well, a company by the name of the Legacy Marketing Group designed this product, and just so that you guys have some piece of, I don't know, differentiation in between us and other agents and other annuity carriers out there, ASB is the only group that can write this product, okay? So we are the only people that have access to the Liberty Mark program, okay? Some of you guys may like the product, other of you may not. I don't really care if you write it or not, I just want you to know about it, okay? This product, guys, in my opinion, and as of just last month, I said it was only for one purpose, which was growth, okay? As of last month, they came out with a death benefit rider, so now it's good for death benefit as well. Excuse me. So, you're looking at the plus version right now. We have, in the state of South Carolina, you're going to notice there's the LT plus or the SE10 LT plus. We have the SE10 LT plus. We're the one with the SE on it. As to why they go through all that nonsense, I don't really know. They like making it difficult on us. So just focus on the ones that say SE and LT. The plus is going to be the one with the bonus. All right. So let's talk about somebody for a minute that's got a little bit of money in the bank. They want it to grow. And you really want to be able to help them maximize the bonus potential. This is a 10-year product. If held through a surrender schedule, actually pay out a 13% bonus. Okay, that doesn't really exist anywhere else. Okay, so that's pretty special in my opinion. And the way they do that is they pay you 5% up front. Okay, so we plop $10,000 in there, going to give us our 5%. And then at the end of year 10, after it's run through its surrender schedule, they're going to add another 8%. They're calling it a persistency bonus. Okay?
Are they going to add the additional percentage on the initial amount that they put in it, or on?
They're going to add it on the accumulated value.
That's huge.
Hence persistency. They kept their money in, it grew, boom, here's another 8% for you. Pretty sweet. Okay? You got somebody that's just wanting to grow that money, really has no other reason for it, and I've had several of you guys come to me and ask me for programs like that. This is not a bad option. Okay?
Does that void that out if they took it, the 10%?
If you're penalty free, no. If they surrender it, obviously, yes. So, in other words, it still needs to be there at the end of 10 years.
What if they die, but their beneficiaries keep the annuity? What can you do that? You can't do that.
Just so you're aware, if an annuitant dies, the contract is voided. If the contract is in between the annuity company and the annuitant. If one of those two no longer exists, it cannot be a contract anymore. The beneficiaries can choose to keep the contract, but it's going to be under new terms. Does that make sense?
The beneficiary can choose to get this off later.
Alright, so you notice it's payable or it's available 0 to 80, which is nice. A lot of our companies cut us off to 75. We already talked about the persistency bonus. As far as surrender charges go for a bonus product, guys, this isn't really too bad. Okay,
Don't look down here just yet. But we only start at 11.9% and work our way down to 0 by the end of year 10. Okay, that's pretty good. Most of the time when you get bonuses, they jack the surrender charges up. Alright? Come down here, and you guys will probably grumble about this, which is why some of you may not like it, but I need to make sure you're aware of how it works. This product is designed specifically for growth. I'm going to show you the rates in just a minute. There is a fee that goes along with it, and they're going to charge that fee every single year, regardless of if the account makes money or not. Our version that's available in our state's 1 3/4%. Okay, so obviously they've designed the product in the attempt to create a higher return than 1 3/4%. This is most important in my opinion when we're picking the strategies that we use. Okay, and I'll talk about some of the strategies that they offer in just a minute. Okay, but they're calling it an optimizer fee. In other words, we're going to put caps and spreads and participation rates higher than everybody else in the industry, and because of it, we're going to assess a fee. Okay? Questions on any of that right now? It's a pretty straightforward product outside of the fee, but I need to make sure you guys are aware of that. So if you are writing this product, your client will pay a fee every year, whether they make money or not. Please understand. All right?
Where they still find a CD for 11.25%.
Mm-hmm.
You're still essentially still making 11%, over 11% on it.
That's a surrender charge.
I have to go through the math and tell you if your numbers are right, but I mean, 13%, 1 3/4, that is an annual fee, so you need to be aware of that. Okay. You should see if you're interested and you have some things that you want to find out a little bit more about. Have Greg Haney run some illustrations. This product illustrates really strongly as far as how much money your client's making. So that was the SE10 LT Plus. This is just the SE-LT10. Okay?
What's the minimum investment?
10 grand. So it's a fairly low minimum investment. Not too bad. Notice that this one's, you can offer this 0 to 85. Alright, so now we're going even higher on the what we can do for our folks. So I've had a lot of people come to me and say, I got a client that, I think you came to me this morning, so you got a client with liver spots and diabetes and emphysema and God knows what else you listed off. And they're trying to figure out how to make their money work for them.
Yeah, well, he's only got 5 years. What would you expect for that? I mean, I don't think he's gonna have more than 5 years.
Okay, regardless, I'm just saying, he can be 84 years old with all those issues. We can put his money into this product, hopefully get some return for his investors, or for his beneficiaries rather. Down here again, where the SE-LT10, still 1 3/4%. Alright, you notice the fact sheet didn't talk anything about the death benefit rider, so just to make a note of it, because there's nothing in these handouts that you guys got emailed. The death benefit rider is going to give an increase of value of 30%. It will increase the value of the death benefit by 30%.
Can you give us an example?
You put in 100 grand, death benefit's 130.
What's the charge for that?
30 basis points, 0.3%. Not very much.
Regardless of how long they've had it before they.
They're going to take the accumulated value at time of death and they're going to increase it by 30%.
Wow.
Is there a fee to add the death benefit?
0.3%,
0.3.
or 30 basis points, if you prefer to use that language.
So basically just no contestability or anything like that. If they've had it for a month, 2 months, that's about it.
They're using their money and then they're charging a premium for it. They're not going to ask a single health question. No
But
contestability.
they don't have to wait 12 months to have that.
Understand I'm about to get there. You guys are beating me there. It's only available from year 3 and on. So if you got a terminal patient, there's no point in putting a death benefit rider on there because it ain't gonna work. Make sense? But again, go back to your healthy grandmother that has 25 grand in the bank. She wants to leave her grandkids. That particular product with that particular rider is going to be about as good as it gets. Payable single lump sum. All right. Make sense?
So in that situation you just mentioned, and you get up to 130 for a death benefit, and you hold it for 9 years or so, is that death benefit decreasing by the fee that comes out as well, or is that locked in?
And honestly, I would have to find that question out for you.
and I'm delivering this product to you guys understandably that I've written 3 of them. Alright, so it's relatively new to me too, but I wanted to at least expose you to it. If you got, those specific questions, I'd just encourage you to call Greg.
I'm
Or
not
I'll
sure I
find it
understood
out.
his question. Can you,
There's a fee on there of 1.3 or 1.75%.
right,
Matt's asking if the death benefit is reducing by that. And I think the answer is no, actually, now that I think about it.
So then you add the rider to it, so it goes to 2.05, right? So you're paying a little bit, 2% to have it.
Yep. But in almost every rider situation, they're not decreasing the benefit that the rider creates by the charge of the rider. They're simply decreasing the cash values.
For death benefit, that's fantastic,
Yeah.
especially if it doesn't take off of that, and that's pretty awesome.
Issue ages on that, 0 to 75. Okay. And only on this version. They will not add the death benefit on the bonus product.
So the ones that are over 80, you can't get them.
0 to 75. Death benefit, right?
I'm just checking.
Yeah, just checking. 76 and up. No death benefit, right? 0 to 75. Death benefit. You can ride the product, you're not going to get the death benefit, right? Alright? Good? Yeah. Alright. So this is what I want to show you guys. This is what I find really interesting about this product. This is their most current rate sheet, okay? I'm not going to encourage you, if you're using the bonus version, to even consider looking at the fixed rate. You can do the math on that deal. They're going to make 0.15%. 1.75% fee, 1.9% fixed rate. It's not why you use this product, okay? I rarely ever use a fixed interest rate for an index annuity, okay? But look at the ones on the, and Greg, if you're talking to Greg, he's going to try to sell you on the 2-year versions. They're uncapped, okay? So they're going to calculate the performance of the S&P 500 in this particular situation over a 2-year period from day 1 to day 730, no cap. So you got somebody that just wants to plug money away for a long period of time and they're okay with letting it roll for a couple of years. Normally I am against that. I like seeing my clients see return every year. But if you can show me what the S&P does over a 2-year period and not cap my growth, it's pretty ridiculous. Okay? S&P's got a pretty good track record, guys. This one here, they're basing it on the Dow Jones Real Estate Index. But come up here, this is based on the price of gold. Okay? This one here, point-to-point inversion. That's measuring losses of the S&P, not gains. So you have a pessimistic strategy, you have a pessimistic client. S&P hits an all-time high, you want to bet on the loss, here we go, we got it.
Come on in there.
Can they
Wow.
change?
Yes, we can change once a year, just like all of our annuities. Unless you use a 2-year strategy, and then in which case you have to hold it for 2 years.
That's the EOR strategy.
Now,
Oh no, sky's falling. Let's put it in the inversion strategy.
but no, I mean seriously, guys. From a different point of view, though, from a hedge your bet kind of strategy. If you got a client that says, man, I don't really know how I feel about it or whatever, we can put some in the regular point-to-point, some in the inversion strategy. Heck, we can put some in the 2-year strategy, and let's throw gold and real estate in the mix while we're at it. Okay, it really does give us a very unique ability to create a diversified portfolio inside one index annuity. Make sense? So, these rates are okay. Again, think about the fact that these rates coincide with a product that's got a 13% bonus if held through its surrender schedule. I like these rates better.
I noticed there's no cap, Dave. What is the participation rate?
Participation rate, Matt, that's a great question. Participation rate, guys, just in case you want, or rather you're unaware of what that is, it's basically whatever the market creates, we get that percentage of that return. Okay, so in a situation, let's use a real estate one, for example, a 61% participation rate. The market yielded 10%, your client's getting 6.1. Okay? Market does 20, client's getting 12.2.
and so on and so on, no cap. Make sense? That makes sense to everybody. Yes, ma'am.
Just for the 2-year S&P 500 risk control point strategy, if there's no cap, where does risk control come in?
Risk control, that particular strategy is set up a little bit differently. What they're doing with the risk control strategy is they're manipulating companies that have increased dividend yields as well as their actual value. Okay, and so when the market is volatile, they're weighing more of that on the dividend side of the equation. When the market is doing well, they're going more with the equity valuation of those companies. Okay, so it's either based on equity valuation, which is certainly more volatile than actual cash flow measurement. Does that make sense? So it's really it's kind of a dynamic index, and then it's kind of a push-pull kind of thing that they manage. Okay. So it just as the market conditions change, so will the way that product works.
Thank you.
Sure. All right. So moving on to the next. Unless we got more questions here, keep going on.
It's because you're looking outside in.
No, it's because I use a Mac. I don't have a rollerball on my Mac at all. So those rates are substantially better
We've been optimized.
on the non-bonus product. So obviously we can go a lot further down the road. Now just think for a moment here. Remember I told you we can't use the death benefit rider on the bonus product. We can use it on the non-bonus product. You're looking at the rates for the non-bonus product. So we have the ability to really go after the cash value growth, and we can maximize the potential death benefit that comes along with it. We were having that death benefit conversation earlier. We didn't have the rider. All right. So cap on a 1-year strategy at 5 3/4%. A monthly point-to-point strategy at 2.75. I want you guys to understand something. In 2009, if we'd have had caps available on a monthly point-to-point like that, your client would have made 2.75% per month. Not per year, per month.
15, 17% a year.
It's going to be a little bit higher than that.
Two would be 24. That's like 6.5. That's like really good, Mrs. Jones.
We're going to be north of 30. Okay.
Like he has calculator.
So, I mean, legitimately,
God made these.
so legitimately speaking, imagine you put your client in this.
That's like
We have a market correction of, I don't know, 25, 30%. I'm going to load them up into the monthly point-to-point coming thereafter. 2 3/4%. I don't care about a 1 3/4% fee if I can get my client a return like that. I promise you they're not going to care either. They're going to say, what fee? Because we just killed you. Okay? That's pretty crazy. Betting on gold, 7.5% cap. Betting on the loss of the S&P, 8.5%.
You're gonna loss it, and pay a 30% bump on your death benefit. That's a
And we're really pessimistic. Mark's gonna fail. I'm gonna die. Slow it up here.
That's a good point. Our 1-year real estate index, 86% participation, no cap. That's basically getting almost everything the market's given us, guys. 2-year S&P, 67% cap, or 67% participation, and the risk control at 105 means they're going to pay you over and above what the actual index does. Okay? Fixed rate 2.8 again. I don't get super excited about that. That equates to 1.05. Big deal. I don't like fixed rates. And you guys see how, you need to understand how the fee works, but you can also see where the juice in this product comes from. Like, I mean, we can really, really create some fantastic growth for clients. And if you're looking for somebody that needs some additional oomph for death benefit purposes, you got it. Okay? There are no other riders available with this product, so no need to make this training any more complicated than that. Seriously, we're looking at, does it have a bonus or not? Understand what the fee is? Be wowed by the rates. And I promise you, if you pull up a rate sheet for any other product under any other company, you're not going to be anywhere even remotely close to that. Not even close. by probably 50%. So, if we want to grow money, not a bad option. Questions?
If the death benefit's added to this, is the death benefit increasing as well on top of that 30% bump?
30%, from what I understand, they're going to add 30% of the accumulated value at death.
Wow.
So yes is the answer to your question. That kind of suck if we gave 30% up front and then the accumulation value just went running on by the death benefit. Like, what was I paying for, man? Now, that's the way I understand that, right?
There's no income option.
There are no income riders. I didn't say there were any income options.
Okay.
You can take penalty-free withdrawals. You can annuitize, which I greatly, strongly encourage you not to do. But you can. But no, I'm not using this product for income. I'm using this product to grow money. Using this product to grow death benefit.
This is like one of your mini portfolio options.
Absolutely. I'm eventually going to walk you guys through the whole gamut. We're going slow, one at a time, just so we don't get confused. And I'll keep sending you little 4 or 5 page blips like this, just so you got little factoid sheets to make sure that you understand each product. There's loads of information. If you call Greg, he's going to send you about 12,000 attachments. So, so I told him, I was like, send me the fact sheet on these two and the rates. That's it. No more. So that's what I got. I got 3 attachments. Alright. I was also brought up in the manager's meeting, if you guys don't have any more questions about the Liberty Mark, are we good on Liberty Mark? Sorry, one other thing to make sure that we're aware, because this is written specifically for ASB, just having an Americo number is not sufficient. You have to get contracted with the Legacy Marketing Group as well. So you have your short little Americo number, and then you get a 10-digit number with Legacy. Okay? You have to have both.
Will you email that to us?
This?
Yeah.
You already have it.
Oh, sweet.
Whoops. 4-hour training. Yeah, I'm getting there.
I'm sorry. Actually, I'll wait till.
I'm going to let you teach Annuity training next time.
I will wait till.
So, it also came up in the manager's meeting today as to what needs to happen in order for you guys to be able to write annuities, because it should be known and understood that if you guys are not running across securities, it's a fixed product, money in the bank, whatever, and you feel comfortable, you can write it by yourself. You don't have to bring somebody back. But there are certain things that you have to do in order to be able to do that, okay? And it's pretty simple. You do have to do the 4-hour state suitability training, okay? There's a 4-hour state suitability training. It coincides with the NAIC suitability requirements. I think that came out around 2012. Alright, you got to do it. You only have to do it once, so it's not like AML that you have to reboot every 2 years or whatever. It's literally a one-time deal. So if you've already done it, you don't have to do it again. But you got to do that, because nobody will even look at your application if you have not. Obviously, you have to have your AML up to speed. Got to have your E&O up to speed. We assume that you're going to be contracted with that carrier as well, in which case you do have to take product-specific training. Pretty much every carrier has either got one little training course for all their different products, or they'll have one all-encompassing one, and you just go through and check some boxes and say, yeah, I did that, yeah, whatever. Okay? Most of them are little videos and say, I agree, I watched this, but I'm not going to tell you guys how I do it. I encourage you strongly to watch and learn the products. Okay? But I'll be doing trainings on as many of them as I can for you. Yeah?
The 4-hour training, where do we go for that?
Wherever you do your CE.
I went to, I did it web CE. Yeah, and it just says 4 hours, it's $14.
And that'd be part of your 24-hour?
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely. Everything can be part, if you gotta pay for it, it can be part of your 24 hours.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And if it's me and I haven't done my CE for the next go-around, you might as well just go ahead and pay the $34 fee and get all 24 hours and just do the suitability, and then you got the rest of it sitting there waiting for you whenever you feel like doing it.
Sure.
Boom. Boom. Mic drop. Good? Thank you for your time and attention.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.